People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. Tootie Wundy goes to the movies. John Wick. Woo! Coming at you. Tootie Wundy, the Two Dads, One Dutt podcast, episode 102, brought to you by First Shield Defense. Self-defense is a fundamental human right. A lot of people don't understand that. First Shield Defense does. They provide a way for everyone to learn something new in their weekly classes, and they place a high value on your time. They offer 2 types of classes, Apex, Concealed Carry, and Krav Maga. In their Apex program, you will pull the trigger at least 500 times in 1 hour and at the same time learn how to fight with your gun. The Krav Maga classes will teach you how to protect yourself without a gun. Send First Shield Defense a message on Facebook, Instagram to get started. FirstShieldDefense.com.
That's right. Let them know that you are an offspringer and you are there to be the next John Wick. Where did you hear us? Tell them you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, iHeartRadio, Google, Amazon. Watch us on the YouTubes.
Everywhere.
Smash the like, hit the subscribe. New TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Yeah.
Hit all the likes. Hit all the subscribes. Sker, drop that beat.
Boink. And then now the next thing I got to figure out is how like that only comes through on a YouTube video if we're talking, because it like opens up the door
Oh, really?
for the sound. I don't know why. Like it plays perfectly fine on, Spotify.
It's the gatekeeper. It does.
We are back. Two Dads, One Dutt podcast. Going to the movies.
Yes.
I am your One Dutt, Justin Dutteroy.
Trav Dad, Trevor Dad, Fake Dad. I'm here for you. Let's go to the movies.
Sker Dad, the real dad, Brandon Brenner.
No
Here.
rant.
I was gonna say I was waiting for it.
Still cut him off, though. Love it.
That's my bad. I got overexcited. Okay. So I wanted to start it off with, because this is our 4th rendition now of going to the movies. So we are going to take you on the journey through our own, unique categories, 2D, 1D style. But then this time, what we want to try and do is build a better foundation of the movie itself, how it came to be, fun facts, not so fun facts, actually, with some John Wick stuff, and just take you for a ride.
That's right.
Movies are tight. I love them. Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. So, John Wick is labeled an action thriller film about a legendary hitman, that being John Wick, who is forced out of retirement to seek revenge against the men who killed his puppy, a final gift from his recently deceased wife. That's really it. That's all it took to get you one of the best franchises of the last decade.
Yeah.
And you just didn't realize it.
I'm pretty sure the actress that plays his wife was like Tom Brady's first wife.
It is Bridget
Yeah.
Moynihan.
Yep.
Fun fact.
Fun fact, man.
Okay.
We're full of them, baby.
Oh, yeah. That's great. I didn't even know that.
Well, I mean, they basically say too, like when you're like pitching shows and pitching movies, like you need to have the elevator pitch.
Yeah.
Like it's basically like when you can pitch it to me in a sentence or
Yeah.
like 2 or less.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Just
But
assassin's gonna take revenge because somebody killed his dog.
it's awesome.
They're like, killed a dog. Nice.
it just
That
opened my
pisses
eyes.
everybody off.
Yeah.
But think about how it's like, okay, this long-winded sentence essentially created now 4 movies, a spin-off movie, and then a series about the Continental in itself, which we'll get into. But it's just crazy, all because a dog and his wife are dead. Or somebody stole his car. And that, boom, you have a franchise. It's a very interesting thing to think about. So the movie was actually titled almost Scorn.
Yeah.
Keanu made the suggestion to rename it after the main character, John Wick.
It was almost Scorn.
Yeah.
Just titled Scorn.
Oh.
They renamed it. The writer, I believe, John Wick is his late grandfather, passed away.
Oh,
And so
really?
he made the main character after his grandpa, or I was going to say grandpa, which sounds like a kid thing to say.
What
His
happens if it
grandfather,
was Scarn?
Michael Scarn?
Yeah.
But no, so great question, lead in. Is this movie instantly forgotten if it's not named John Wick?
I don't know if it's instantly forgotten because it's good.
But it's a great title.
Oh yeah.
Like it plays well. You didn't know you needed it, but it was just this perfect concoction of Keanu and just this like assassin looking Neo almost, as I feel
Yeah.
like what everybody thought. And if you
Because
would've-
like Scorn would make it more of the action, where it's like
yeah,
John Wick is like the movie's about John Wick.
exactly.
Like if it was just a Scorn, I don't think you could like spin off like 3 more times.
And that's what I was thinking too, is the classic Tropic Thunder where it's Scorcher and Scorcher 2 and like all those. It's like Scorn 2.
Scorcher 8, Frozen.
Frozen, yeah.
Hell freezes over.
Who left the fridge open? But yeah, I was like, it's just stupid. It doesn't work well at all. I think if they keep it scoring. So like, shout out to Keanu because I can only imagine it was the most respectful meeting ever. And he's like, guys, this is gonna be a
Here's
great
a crazy
movie.
idea.
Yeah, I love this. I think John Wick, like, let's give the character, his rights and like, let him stand in the light a little bit. But yeah, so it was almost scorned, but thankfully it is John Wick. John Wick, the first one was co-directed by Chad Stahelski and David Leitch.
Leitch?
I'm probably
Leitch?
butchering it, but
Leach?
is it just Leitch?
Leitch?
Yeah. Both have very interesting career paths. Prior to JW, both were stuntmen in Hollywood.
Nice.
Chad's most notable was being one of these stuntmen for The Crow in 1994.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
And so I remember, I forgot that you guys had mentioned it before.
Was he in charge of the props?
Right.
Yeah, I was oblivious to it. I said a movie where lead actor Brandon Lee actually died from defective blank ammunition. The special effects were used to superimpose Brandon Lee's face onto Chad's to finish the movie. So it was like the first time they said the pioneering of like CGIing in case of a crazy accident like that. And then the rest is history. So Paul Walker, all that shit. First of its
Smells
kind.
like the Illuminati, the blood sacrifice.
Weird.
Hello, Chad. Looks like you made it. Most successful franchise, baby.
Way better fact, though, for Chad.
You'll get your break, I promise.
He was also Keanu's stunt double in The Matrix
Yeah.
and uncredited for The Replacements.
Nice.
So he was Footsteps Falco. Uncredited, didn't want to step on his toes, but he was his stuntman there. I don't know when he was put in there, but he was. David had been a stunt double for Brad Pitt 5 times and Jean-Claude Van Damme twice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Van Damme
all
doesn't
right.
need him.
Yeah. They opened
He
up,
wasn't doing the splits.
Yes.
they opened up their own action design company, 8711, in 1997. So both of them, they got their start with basically just being like stuntmen action guys. And David is actually uncredited for being a co-director, but pretty much anywhere you look, it says those two went hand in hand making John Wick. So it's kind of weird. I said David is probably okay with that. He went on to direct Deadpool 2,
Nice.
Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw, which again sucked in my opinion. But to get a movie like that, like for you to get the script to direct
sure.
it,
The
Bang.
directed good action movie if you watch it on mute. The writing is where I lose it. I can't take The Rock and Statham just one line in each other the entire movie.
and that's
But
what.
if you watch it on mute, it's a decent action movie. Like it's
And it's funny you say that
entertaining.
because that's their whole like what they spawned from is just action. Like
Yeah.
they're action directors is kind of what a lot of people have quoted them as. They did Bullet Train, which again,
that was low key a good movie.
and it was one of those where it's just littered with A-listers.
Yeah.
So you're not getting just like
I mean,
these-
that's why the movie was okay.
yeah.
I like how it came together.
Yeah.
He has an upcoming one scheduled for I believe 2024, The Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. He also did Atomic Blonde, which I felt like was just a complete John Wick ripoff, just a female version.
Oh yeah,
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it either.
But yeah, so that's the directors.
Love the
So
women.
they again just two stunt, crazed fanatics that were stuntmen all throughout Hollywood, and then I think they produced a bunch of stuff along the way. I didn't really like it. Just goes straight from like them being stuntmen opening up their company to directing John Wick. And
It's
I was
not
like,
bad.
yeah, I was like, okay,
Real quick.
Yeah.
Only cost Brandon Lee.
Only because I was actually thinking about this on the way over here because I was listening to a score from a movie.
yeah.
Would you rather listen to a score and not the movie or watch a movie with no music in it?
Like just the sound, like just talking.
Yeah, like it's just dialogue, but there's absolutely no music to it.
It depends on the movie.
I was gonna say because my head goes instantly to No Country for Old Men, which is an incredible movie, and the whole idea behind it was there's no music.
Yeah.
Like it's just them talking the entire time. An action movie would be funny because
Like
obviously
how different is Top Gun?
Ugh.
John Wick would be hilarious because then you're in a club with no music and you're just hearing yeah. Yeah, so it is good question or good thought. The not so fun fact of John Wick, the first one. It almost did not happen. So it was nearly canceled weeks before filming because of first-time action directors being paired with an underperforming Keanu Reeves. So,
Sucked.
yeah, this is where we're going to dive into his film career because, again, I think everybody loves him. He's right there to me with, like, Paul Rudd, just these like all-time guys that can just do no wrong. Like
They're just riddled with like great meeting stories.
yeah.
Like everybody just meets this dude on the subway because
Yeah.
he doesn't take a car. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, he's a cool guy's dude, man of the people.
Yeah.
Out here.
Yeah.
Nobody has a bad story. Nobody's like, man, I remember that time I met Keanu Reeves. He was a fucking dick. And you're like, nah, I don't
Didn't
believe
happen.
You. Didn't
Yeah.
happen, dude.
You're lying
He-
right to my face.
Yeah.
Well, so it's
Now I
fun.
know you're lying.
How dare you?
Well, because I was trying to think of like all-time people like that, because what everybody says is he's very humble and just, if you didn't know him, you would just think he's another guy in the world, but
Yeah.
like a nice guy. It reminds me a lot of J. Cole, ironically enough. So if you read anything on J. Cole, like obviously one of the best rappers of all time or like of our generation, he wears like normal clothes and he talks about all the time where he's just like, yeah, I just kind of do whatever. Like I don't want to be famous. I'd rather be normal. I'm envious of people that lead normal lives. And he even talks about, or they do a lot of stories on him about hitting up these artists that have like, I saw the most recent one, like 1,000 followers on Instagram, but he's like, I think this kid has something, so I'm going to go like show him some love or support or whatever. And it's, you just don't see that with people. It's like once you get famous, I feel like the vast majority of them are like, you guys suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, how can I make money off of all of you now?
Yeah, exactly. Versus reaching down, helping people out. But anyways, back to his film career. He kicks it off with Bill and Ted. So 89 and 90. Does Point Break in 91, which I think is really where he starts to catch some speed.
Mm-hmm.
Wordplay. Speed in 1994. And I think at that point, you know, he became like, he was the guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people were just like, holy shit, like this dude is an action star, poised for greatness. Takes a weird break, not really break, but just very subpar movies. Like we'll get to the honorable mentions, but Hardballs 2001 is his next big one, which I think everybody loves.
You're forgetting one.
No, I know, I'll get there. And then The Matrix stretches from 99 to 2003.
I'll say that was before it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Also, before The Matrix, you're forgetting one.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Bingo!
What is Johnny Mnemonic?
Are you serious?
Yes.
That was his first movie after Speed, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
He like becomes like a transporter, but like for like memory. So like I forget how it goes, but like they implant like a cassette in his brain, and then he like downloads all the information,
Okay.
and then he just goes to like wherever they go, and then they upload it off of him, and
Sounds-
then he just wipes it blank. But it
Sounds
essentially he gets put with the nuclear launch codes. So everybody's trying to kill this dude and
Oh.
intercept him and get the thing.
It's
You
got,
should check it out.
it's got straight to VHS
It's got
written
like
all
a-
over it.
It's got like a little cult following just because.
So I think that's how a lot of his movies are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the Matrix again, that goes back from 99 to 03. That's really kind of it for his first act, if you will, like his big stretch. Like that's his career. The honorable mentions, I have Devil's Advocate in 97. I thought that was pretty good, where Al
That's a
Pacino's
great movie.
essentially a devil, or is the devil. The Replacements in 2000. And then I don't know if you guys have seen Street Kings.
I've seen it.
It's really good in my opinion if you're into like dirty cop movies and just like drug, all that stuff. To me, it feels like basically if you took, is it Jack?
Reacher.
No, Jack, whatever his name is in Speed. Jack Traven, I think. And fast forwarded time. So like he becomes this hero in Speed, saves the world.
Yeah.
It's like he just cripples under the pressure and just becomes this like alcoholic cop. Like that's Street Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could time together and I would believe it. But he goes on to obviously then land John Wick in 2013, and then it comes out in 2014. So there's just kind of a weird period there where he's just not really doing.
You don't like the Lake House, dude?
No, ironically enough, and I'm a big rom-com guy. So
But I think that's kind of who Reeves is. Like he's into sci-fi,
Yeah.
he's into kung fu, he
Yeah.
directed some stuff. Like you said, he's just a man of the people. Like he wasn't trying to
Building his motorcycle company, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying like he stumbled like into the Matrix,
right,
but yeah, up until that point, you didn't think you had anything like that in him, and then it just became what it is. Like if the Matrix is a flop, I bet his IMDb is close to the same.
Yeah.
oh yeah, it's interesting that Will Smith obviously was almost going to be in the Matrix, but he turned it down. Keanu gets
Sucker.
it, and you want to say the rest is history, but it's like he does the Matrix, and then he doesn't fucking do nothing. Pretty much
Yeah.
until John Wick. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. So I put here, like, Keanu Reeves lands.
47 Ronin. Guess we don't fucking remember that.
Anyways, he lands what will go down as arguably 2 all-time franchises.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's very sparse. And I said, would you take that? We talked about it a little bit at work. Would you take that deal if you're a Hollywood actor? You could see into the future. And we said, hey, Dutt, I will give you 2 bona fide franchises that will be talked about for ever and ever. But in between that, you were going to make some fucking turds.
Yeah.
I don't need the second one.
Well, exactly. And that's why I think it's crazy to
Give
think.
me a franchise.
Yeah.
Ask 90% of the Marvel actors.
Yeah, you got struck by lightning twice.
Yeah.
Is kind of how I look at it. Like, and it's kind of crazy. My hot take I was trying to phrase with it is I would argue he's a better John Wick than he is a Neo. And I don't know if that's a hot take or if that's pretty on brand.
I think it took one to make the other.
Yeah.
Like, he had to be Neo to be John Wick. To understand, like, the preparation, everything it takes to get into it.
Be the guy.
Because, like, watching him,
Hold a franchise.
like, in Neo, I feel like it was basically like him and Neo. Like, all the pressure is put on him.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, all right, I got to grow into it. And then I got to believe that I'm him.
Yeah.
To where, like, John Wick, he was just day one, like, all right,
Veteran.
let me see it. And he's like, all right, bet.
Yeah.
And you just watch the workout videos that he does, like, at the range and stuff.
Yeah.
He's doing that. That's him, man.
Yeah.
He's first shield defense.
It's,
Boom.
It's actually really funny you said that because it kind of steps on something I had later, but we'll get to it. So I'm glad you brought it up. We'll just save it. And I put here, is it just 2 perfect castings? So it's the J.K. Simmons debate from the Rewatchables. Shout out Bill Simmons and all those guys. They talk about how Whiplash comes out and Miles Teller ultimately wins the part and he's like up and coming and he just crushes it. But then J.K. Simmons is the one that surprises everybody. And it's like, that is just your movie. Like, you took it, you crushed it, you ran with it. Nobody will ever be able to replace like that for you. Is it kind of cool or kind of crazy that Keanu landed 2 of those? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think with John Wick, there's a couple things to it because I'm going to guess there's a million of these on Netflix. Like,
Yeah.
these types of just one-man wrecking balls.
Sure.
Something happens to him.
I'm sure
so-
Jason Statham is in probably the majority of them.
Oh, yeah.
Crank.
He's great.
Yeah. Liam Neeson, Crank 2.
And I
Liam
mean, and
Neeson.
again,
Liam
from
Neeson.
action
Yeah.
movies, I would prefer to watch a Statham movie because he can just do more in terms of other stuff. I feel like in
Yeah.
terms of martial arts, but
Keanu just has the gravity that pulls you in.
well, I think that's
though.
what it is. Everybody, like you said, everybody loves Keanu.
Yeah.
So now when you take this role where it's like you're one of the ultimate anti-heroes, where you're just out there killing boys,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and I want to root for you. But again, at the end of the day, you're just murdering people. I love it because it's you doing it.
Yeah. And that's what I was like, it's
I mean, I guess I can look at it.
it's okay.
It's like John Berthal getting Punisher.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can't
Just-
unsee it.
Yeah. Like, who's the first dude? Thomas. What's his name?
I liked him too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it was good, but then they
But
picked,
then Warzone, and then you're like, ugh.
yeah, it was. There's just certain people when you get cast, you're like, and we'll get into like the Bizarro Jerry stuff later, but sometimes it hits you, and you're like, this to me is perfect. Now, again, who knows who was in the running or if something would have changed, but yeah, it's like, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're like, this is a perfect marriage. So I put here, did Keanu need John Wick just as much as John Wick needed Keanu?
I don't think Keanu needed
Keanu
it
didn't
at
need
all.
it.
I think with where his career was in 2013, it was the perfect, like,
But I don't think he cared.
No, he
like, it's
didn't
like
care
he
at that
doesn't care
point.
about fame. He doesn't care about money. He doesn't care about
He
any
was
of it.
set after the Matrix to do whatever he wanted.
Oh,
Again,
sure.
Clearly, his IMDb shows that because he made some stinkers. But he just, like your J. Cole, like he just wants to be around.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah.
want to be known.
Like, I'm pretty sure he like forfeited most of his earnings for the Matrix
yeah,
to pay like everybody else.
which
He
is,
bought everybody on set like a motorcycle.
yeah, which is awesome. I mean, it speaks volumes to Keanu. We're going to talk about it a lot, but no, I guess what I'm saying is it one of those where you start to see the coaching tree, if you will, where you're like, yeah, this was my stunt double for the fucking Matrix. Now he's directing me and John Wick. Like, we're all helping each other here, and it's an action movie. Like, Keanu loves this shit. They're really good at it. Like, it's just this perfect, culmination of like all the stars aligned,
Yeah.
and it makes sense. And like his career, whether he thinks so or not, like the world of movies and film, we're gonna be like, buddy, you're going down. Like, your
Yeah,
stock is
100%.
down. If you had to ask the question, this catapulted him right back to just
Oh yeah. He was in
Untouchable.
everything
Yeah.
after that.
And
Like,
I think it did more for, and again, I preface all this saying that he probably gave two shits about it.
Yeah.
I think it did more for Keanu.
Like the
that-
brand. Keanu?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, because
Now you're just a badass.
well, right, and I don't think all these conversations about how nice of a guy and all this was happening after the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it was a little bit in the ethos and people were talking about it.
Right.
But now, like you said, when you have two monster franchises,
Yeah.
you can't help but be in the limelight every now and then.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh yeah, this guy's just a wonderful person.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so the budget box office numbers. This movie came in with a budget of 20 to 30 million, and it made 86 million at the box office. So it did really well in their eyes. But I put here the bigger takeaway, reading through a lot of the comments and like how it all came to be. Like we talked about before, they specifically mention how the marketing campaign was seen as a huge success because it changed the perception from just another popcorn entertaining action movie to something prestigious. And I even put here, like you were saying, there were just so many oddly satisfying videos of him at gun ranges training.
Oh yeah.
And it was just like, this is fucking dope. Like
Yeah.
you can walk the walk, talk the talk.
Put in the work.
Yeah. And just, I mean, I looked up some of the trailers for it and it's I'm thinking I'm back.
Yeah.
It became the staple. Like
Yeah.
the first original trailer, it really wasn't nothing special, but I think I'm trying to put myself in 2013, 2014, and you're just like, holy fuck, Neo is in this movie and he's just killing everything.
Yeah, dude. I remember like, cause I get on IMDb and I just like search like upcoming movie trailers.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that one and it not getting like a lot of publicity, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, there's this movie coming out called John Wick, and it's Keanu Reeves, and he's just taking everybody's name.
Yes.
I was like, I'm gonna go. I have to see it.
Yeah.
And then I seen it, and I was like, dude, this is literally the best action movie I've
Yeah.
seen by far in a very long time.
Yeah. It came in at a runtime. I think it was an hour and like 40 minutes, which I think is just the sweet spot.
Yeah.
I love when a movie's that long. And
Hour 40, 140 people double tap to the head.
no, 77 in the first one.
Was
were confirmed John Wick kills. I looked it up. They have a whole
Yeah.
website dedicated to his kills.
Oh yeah.
But I also thought the super interesting thing was with the movie, everything. Oh, I lost it.
It happens, man.
Yeah.
There's interesting things about the movie. What can you say?
Yeah, you hate to see it. Okay, well, hopefully it comes back to me. Let's do the categories.
Categories.
Let's get into it. Do you want to do? I pull up on YouTube first. You want to do there? Start there, and we'll just riff.
Let's do it, man.
Okay, so this would be if you're showing somebody this movie for the first time, they've never seen it. What would you pull up to show them so they could get a real taste? A teaser, if you will, of what they're about to experience. Go.
So mine, and it was weird because I was trying to like not piece together like this long, massive deal. Like if it was just a quick little snippet.
Yep.
And for me, it's again right after his dog dies. He's in the basement with a sledgehammer, just cracking up concrete. He opens up the box for the first time. You see guns, you see coins. He's just a mess. And I'm like, I have to know what happens after this.
Yeah.
I love what's going on now.
Yeah. What was yours?
I would go right after that point. He takes a shower. He puts the suit on. He has the guns.
Yep.
And then everybody breaks into his house.
Yep.
So like that, like 30 seconds.
Right.
And you have to see the freaking elbow drop where he snaps the dude's neck.
Yeah.
Where he
Oh,
puts
on
him
his kitchen?
on the kitchen
Yes.
counter
Whoosh.
and just
Sends him.
snaps his neck back. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Now
We're-
you're like, okay,
We're
this
in
dude
for
does it.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine, I put it to tie between every extended fight sequence.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But no, I said if I had to pick, gun to my head, mine's actually the spa bath club where Vigo's son, Losif, he sees him for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's like the whole time they're building up this little fucking prick that's just daddy's money. I'm the next one up because I just have to be.
Yeah.
You have no fucking cojones.
And he did a great job of epitomizing that role.
100%.
100%.
You hate him.
Yes, and I was like, it wasn't even necessarily the casting because I think, like, that guy's a nobody to me. I mean, respectfully, it sounds terrible to say, but like, I don't know what he's in.
Game of Thrones.
Is he? But he plays a fucking shitburger in this movie
Oh, yeah.
and crushes it. But it's literally when, he finds out where he's at, and John Wick just drowns his buddy in the fucking bathroom sink.
Yeah.
And then he goes in there, he starts like wrestling around, gets the bodyguard on the ground, and he looks up and he sees him, and he just fucking puts one in the security guard's head as he's just staring right at the kid, and he's like, I'm out of here. Like, I'm fucking gone. And I was just like, let's go. Like, dude,
And I mean, I don't know if we're
man
gonna,
of the people.
and I don't know if we're gonna get to like a specific part where just for some gripes or
Yeah.
things of that nature, he could have killed him like 3 or 4 times
Oh, 100%.
in there. Like when he's running out of the spa part through the glass, like he's point blank in there and shoots like 3 and just misses. And I'm like, dude, you're pinpointing people from 50 yards in this club.
Well, so how we do worst and best of the movie, it's one of my worsts. Is I was like, John Wick goes from being a double tap machine, does not miss, archer of amongst archers, and then he just whiffs on this kid for like half a clip.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, maybe it's just like,
I was like, this is all bulletproof glass.
Yeah.
What's going
well,
on?
I'm like,
right
are
now?
you just teasing the kid? Like you just, I don't know, but I was like, come on, John.
Right, you just playing with your food before you eat it? Is
Yeah.
this what this is?
I was like, fucking Christ, Wick. But yeah, okay. So I think those are great. Like, yeah, the montage, the movie really does a great job of it. Just right when you think it's kind of pumping the brakes, gas,
Yeah.
and it just goes right back. And I'm just like, fuck, like this is good shit.
What's funny is I just pulled up IMDb,
Yeah.
and the trailer that's playing, like it literally starts off him opening up the box into that, what you said, and then into you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, not bad.
It's just
Not bad. Nailed it.
Yeah, it's good shit. Okay, next one. The Milner Moment. Dutt, explain the Milner Moment for the people.
The Molnir moment.
Is it Molnir?
I thought it was.
That's Milner.
It's a hammer.
It's a hammer. The hammer time references Avengers Endgame. Captain America, if you don't know.
Now you know.
Thanos is just beating the dog piss out of Thor, about to put Stormbreaker into his chest. You see the hammer rise, thinking it's Thor coming up. Boom, bangs Thanos back of the head. Captain America catches it, and then everything just goes absolutely insane.
Chills.
Because you know it.
Yeah.
You know he's worthy.
It's
You knew
insane.
he's worthy.
Yeah, it is great shit. What was your Milner Moment?
Go around. I gotta think.
Okay, cool. So I said the obvious choice for me. I'm thinking I'm back. And it's just, I picked it because it was literally everywhere. It was meme to shit. Like everybody used it as like whatever they wanted to, as a punchline, a joke, anything. It was fan fucking tastic.
Yeah.
A close minor second, 1A, 1B. It's when they killed his dog.
I was going to say, it's bad to say, but like if you're talking about an oh shit,
Yeah.
that happened moment, they killed his dog.
And I say anytime a movie full commits to killing an animal, you just know it's game on.
The original script, they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is gonna fucking, somebody's going down.
Yeah.
Like, and it was just, it's terrible to say they did it well, but it's that cringe moment where he's like, shut that dog up, and you're just like, fuck, dude, like they're gonna fucking kill this thing, and he kicks it, and it makes that, and then he wakes up, and it's like they like drug it to him or something, or the dog like,
Oh, yeah, they put it
limped,
right by him.
limped over to, and I'm just like,
Yeah, because when I was rewatching it
dude,
again for this,
Yeah.
I forgot how they did it. And they do it in probably the best way possible. Where like, yeah, they just kind of punt the dog, which is still terrible. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, he's not dead. They don't, and then you say he wakes up the next morning or the morning and he's laying right next to him. So they don't actually show or you see them actually kill the dog. But it's like, oh,
Well,
shit,
it's like
they
you
did
got
it.
the blood stain.
Yeah.
So like the puppy was alive still.
and crawled
And
over
crawled
to
over to him, and then that's where it died. And you're just
Brutal.
like, bruh.
Yeah, and so I was just like, fuck, man.
I'm going to spend the next 118 minutes chasing you.
Yeah. And it was just great too, because he was just playing this, simple life. And what I feel like it gets overshadowed is his wife. They don't do a lapse of time and like make you think anything. This was like days after her funeral.
Yeah.
And they were just like, fuck you, dude. Like, we're taking your car, taking your house.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Those are my votes for Milner.
Yeah, mine actually comes towards the end of the movie, and I literally did it last night again. It's where he's already killed the son. He's after Vigo, and he's driving in the car, and he just runs over a guy, just smokes him.
Yep.
And then as he's going over the top of the car, he smokes him like 3 times. I
Yeah.
said, oh shit!
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just a crazy way to kill somebody.
It's my best.
And he did it literally like for that purpose. He probably was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna run over this guy, and as he's over the car hood,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eliminate him.
So 2 things to take away from that, because it is to step on the worst and the best. It's one of my bests from the movie. And also in that scene, he finds that guy's behind that pillar shooting at him with an assault rifle, and he just whips the car around and just fucking cold clocks him. And I'm just like, to have, like, you almost want to know the prequel, the backstory to like how he became this just iconic, the Baba Yaga.
Oh yeah.
The person that everybody's afraid of, because he never wavers from a moment. Like, he knows exactly what he's going to do, even when he's got a fucking bag over his head and being just choked out and just almost killed.
Willem Dafoe.
He needed some help.
But no, what I'm saying
some
is,
help.
as soon as
Both times.
as soon as William Dafoe helps him out, he's instantly back to go.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like, oh, I made it. It's like, nope, whoop, take the thing off, like goes under his feet, and he's just back into it. I'm like, John Wick fucks.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
All right, what's your Milner moment, Dutt?
It is end of the movie where he just grabs the knife and just stabs himself with it so he can kill Vigo.
Break his arm.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. It's like, is that necessary?
Gotta do it, dude. You gotta show him how committed
Could you
are.
just pull the knife for it? I'm like, geez, bud.
When I was thinking about
But
it
I guess
too,
if he doesn't do that, he doesn't go to the freaking vet, and then he doesn't get a dog.
See?
but he also, what I feel goes against
Commitment.
I'm pretty
slightly,
sure he still would have went to the vet.
slightly
Dude, it's
unnoticed.
just absolutely brutal.
He takes a broken champagne bottle to his right side.
Oh,
like
yeah.
this dude takes a fully rounded,
Oh, yeah.
knife and just, and you almost like hear it like stick into him.
Yeah.
Doc sews him up instantly. Just the chick is pounding on it, like busting it right back open, and then he takes a knife to the same side. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, you are cut up.
Well, and I think too, like one of
Operation.
the things that I appreciate about like some of these scenes is when you see a lot of these action movies and people get thrown 30 feet onto a car hood or something like this. You're just like, and then they just kind of like, oh, you're like, no, you're dead, man.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You shouldn't get up.
But like,
Yeah.
where he gets thrown off the balcony or that second floor at the
Yep,
club,
the club.
and he just makes that thunk.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, that's a real fall. Like,
Yeah.
I could imagine that really happening.
And it's just enough to be like, ah.
Correct. Like,
Yeah.
it probably
and they just still pull out the
pulls out the gun.
P22.
Yes.
Told you, he never wavers. The guy's he's locked in, dude. I've
Yeah.
never seen somebody more locked in. Like,
All time.
I would want him to be my teammate, whatever we're doing. He's so fucking locked.
Yeah.
Okay. The Bizarro Jerry World. So, Bizarro Jerry World, I always get it wrong. It's just where we pick replacement actors, right?
Right, but of the opposite sex. Like,
I
completely.
didn't do that again.
Of course not.
Well, I'll start because I feel like I actually did good.
Well, I mean, you
All
didn't
right.
do it right at all, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
This is really just your category to just off of because we don't know what you're
Bizarro
ever gonna
Trevor
do.
World.
Right.
So because I actually have some thoughts on it when we get done with your guys' too of I think something they could have tweaked and it might have made for a better, not like a crazy better movie, but it would have made a little more sense in my opinion. But anyways, to replace John Wick, like we talked about in the beginning, I mean, Keanu Reeves, 11 out of 10. It's how do you pick anybody to fill those shoes or to play that role? But I think if you had to in 2014, I'm going to take Hugh Jackman. I think he has a big presence about him. I think he would pull off like the suit look really well.
How many Wolverine movies were made at that time?
I think he was just coming off of, I actually pulled up like the top grossing actors of 2014. He was 9th on the list. But I honestly think for me, it's after watching Prisoners, so maybe a creature of just, recency biasy. He has a good like scream, like a stern, loud man voice to him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the man.
And I think he would just give that great, like, just straight tone, like dialogue that Keanu does really well, where there's no like happy, sad, or anything. He's just Wick. He's locked in. And I think if you had to, again, gun to my head, like Hugh Jackman would do a great or above average job.
The Wolverine came out in 2013.
So it would have been perfect.
In 14, he did X-Men Days of Future Past. So he was kind of right in, okay, this is where the Jackman rocket
yeah.
is going to
Yeah.
take off.
I put here, this is probably a square pick on my part, just because he's coming off of the Born Legacy, the Avengers. But Jeremy Renner is Marcus. Because William Dafoe's an undercover, like, big actor to play a very small role. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's this world-renowned Spider-Man villain that, like, for some reason everybody holds to this, like, really high. I don't hate it, but I don't necessarily love it either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I could see Jeremy Renner being the marksman, a la the bow, Hawkeye, his other savant.
I think you need like an older character. specifically for that.
Like a super,
As like the mentor role, looking out for
so then that's my
John Wick.
interesting. You said that. I was thinking about that, and I put Liam Neeson,
Yeah.
like just a weathered, like been through it. Like
Yeah.
clearly you can be beaten, but you were the guy at one point. And then my last one I only did Wick, Marcus, and Vigo, the guy's father, the dad of the shithead son, Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a
Yeah, I just think you need kind of like a bigger, like a heavier set dude that would just kind of lay it on thick and just give you some Russian tongue.
Yeah.
well, and I think he would really succeed at the end in that scene where he kills Marcus, like where he stabs him in the knee and then he beats him not to death, and then he
Yeah.
like she's like
Yeah.
Crow would have nailed that. He'd
Oh,
been
yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna torch you, bud.
so those are my Bizarro Trevor picks for the guys being guys.
Especially as like heavyset Crow, like knockaround guys. Crow,
Correct.
dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Dude,
think he would have
His
played.
fists are just demolishing people's face.
Yeah,
And it would make sense why he became as big as he was, because he was probably just beating the shit out of everybody back in the
Yeah.
day. It was like, yeah,
And
I got this.
and it is weird, but you know we all love movies, all three of us. Russell Crowe just has one of those voices that's like oddly satisfying to me in movies. Like I like any of his performances. Like I just watched American Gangster, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're just good. Like I respect it. So yeah, Sker Dad,
So for mine,
playing the game the right way.
I did. I made them females here.
Yeah.
So basically my John Wick, because Keanu's actually 59. So he
Okay.
would have been 48 when Wick came out. Or no, he's 58. He would have been 49.
Okay.
So in 2014, this person would have been 44 years old. She kind of already had a little action history. The little show called Enough. I'm gonna go with J-Lo.
Jennifer Lopez as John Wick.
Yes. I could see her just kind of really getting gritty with it. I mean, because again, like now there's a lot of movies that have been made, like you said, Atomic Blonde.
Yeah.
God, what was the one with Brandi Chastain where she basically was just a hitman?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but it was actually not bad at all. Like I've watched it multiple times.
I don't want to say here's the thing, but here's the thing. J-Lo's not a good actress.
I mean,
Like she's
you're just killing somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but
Like,
I'm
she's
like
not going to say a lot. Like, I think she can pull off the athleticism to be able to do some of the shit that we want them to do,
Oh,
make
for
it
sure.
believable.
But I think they basically, I mean, they casted the Bizarro themselves in the third movie. It was Halle Berry.
Yeah.
Like that made perfect sense to me because again, I think J-Lo's almost like too good. Like I can't see her being somebody that's gonna suit up and go fucking kill people.
But
She's
isn't
just too pretty. She's not gritty enough.
Yeah, like there's no grit there. She doesn't have enough moxie.
well, we can get it there.
I guess she's got a wagon.
She does.
Just sit on people.
All right.
And then the other pick that I made for Winston,
Winston is
the guy who runs the Continental.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went
The
with
manager.
Helen Mirren.
Love it.
Helen,
Absolutely love it.
Crush it, right?
Yeah.
She would dominate
For
that
sure.
role.
Helen
sure.
Mirren. Oh yeah, dude.
Accent. It looks like she owns a hotel already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just looks and acts like she knows everybody.
Yep.
Respected by everybody.
Trying to think of what she was even in recently that I would know, but yeah, I could
Furious
see.
8.
Was it?
Yeah.
She's
Shazam?
Hobbs and or Shaw's mom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Wasn't she in Red?
Yep.
I thought she was in Burn After Reading. No, she's not in that. That was a good movie though.
Hmm.
Okay,
There you go.
those are yours.
Yeah.
All right, Dute.
Mine was based off of movies that they had already played in.
Okay.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, that
so
would
you
have been an
go
incredible pick. How did we miss
Salt and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
that? Yep,
Just dark
That's-
hair, brute.
that's
and
right in
they're,
front of us.
like,
How did we miss it?
Weird tattoos already. You know what I mean? Like Wanted.
Wanted,
She's
yep.
in there.
Oh yeah,
She's in there.
She
and I think she
basically-
would like put the work into.
she's Mrs. Wick and Wanted basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great pick.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then for the concierge, I forget
Yeah.
his name, R.I.P.
Yeah, super.
You got to
good.
go Viola Davis. ridiculous.
Yeah.
She's in everything now too, where it's almost like, are you getting played out? I don't know, but
Back then she wasn't.
yeah, I was gonna say she's on
Beat
the
it
come
to
up,
it, dude.
Yeah,
That spikes it. That sets it off.
touche.
It was
She doesn't need
Ava
to.
was the movie, and I think I actually might have said Brandy Chastain.
You did. That's
who
why I was like,
Yeah, who's the famous soccer player who ended up scoring the goal and taking her shirt off.
Classic.
It's Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain. Oh
Yes.
yeah, we know her. We talked about her
the
before.
redhead.
Yeah.
He thought she was
The Jurassic Park lady.
yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. Perfect. No, so my minor tweak, if I had to give a little rewrite, a little 2 cents suggestion to the boys Chad and is it Chad and David? Yeah. I think Marcus and Perkins, so Tyra from Friday Night Lights.
Yeah.
Adrian Pulisic.
They needed their roles swapped. So I think Marcus needed to be the guy that's ultimately like trying to kill Wick, because they could have easily made it as, again, the older guy that just never got, it. Like John Wick was always stealing all the bounties, if you will, or just he was the guy that everybody went to. He was kind of the second fiddle guy that would just do cleanup work. And so it would make more sense to me if you kind of waxed him up to go like wax John. But then you use Perkins as like the friend that's always been there, and then you obviously throw in like the random like romantic chemistry potentially or something. But then I would replace Perkins with Jennifer Lawrence. I think that would have been a
Yeah, see, I think they stayed away from that because
Hunger Games.
Well, no, I just think they didn't want any inclination that John Wick wants anything to do with anybody that wasn't his wife.
Right.
So they don't
Touche,
want
yeah,
they
okay.
don't want any chemistry. They don't want were they a thing before he met his wife? Were they a thing
Yeah.
after? It's just nope, dead set, tunnel vision, love, you killed her, you're dead.
It's actually a really good point. But yeah,
And also like William Dafoe, older, aged, respects the rules of the hotel,
yeah,
is the mentor, probably brought John up, knew everything about
Right.
him. And they probably worked together. You know what I mean?
Touche.
And then the young upcomer, willing to break the rules, money hungry, greedy
shithead.
shithead.
$4 million.
Yeah.
I think you got a bet for 3, Perkins.
Yeah. Okay, good point. Yeah, I stand corrected. Redaction. You guys want to do one of yours?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so I call this I just saw the boogeyman.
Boogie oogie oogie.
So I feel like there were 3 instances in the movie where they find out or they know John Wick is coming, something of that nature. The first one is when Aurelio sees the car in the shop.
Oh, yeah.
And he asks who you got that from.
Yep.
And he says, we killed his dog. And then he starts laughing. But when he sees the car,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
The second one was obviously Vigo on the phone, where Aurelio calls him and is like, you hit my son. Why did you do that? Well, I think it's justified, man. He stole John Wick's car.
Oh yeah, and just
He just turns around from the balcony and is like, oh, okay.
click. Yep.
Yeah.
Hangs up. Yeah.
And then kind of a sneaky one is after the first, well, not the first break-in scene because that's where they kill his dog, but the second one that you said from like the trailer, the home
Yeah.
invasion, is when Charlie the cop comes to the door.
No, Jimmy.
Is it Jimmy?
Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he pops his head, he talks to him at first, and then he takes his hat off and looks around and goes, you working again, John?
Yeah.
And he just looks terrified.
Oh yeah.
So
I even have that. Yeah. You working again, John? And he's just like, I just had to clear some things up.
yeah. So
Okay.
of those 3, when they first heard or saw what they saw, who do you think was the most in shock? Or like, oh shit moment?
I think Vigo,
Because of his son?
because of his son.
I guess to go on a brief tangent, because it brought up a good point of like something I wanted to talk about, but I wasn't sure how it would like go into any of the categories. It's just great throughout this entire movie to see how many people almost go against their own principles because John Wick is so intimidating.
Yeah.
He's that much intimidating to where, again, what's the guy's name at the car shop that owns it?
Aurelio?
Aurelio.
John Leguizamo?
Just smokes him in the face. Doesn't even think twice about it. And he's like, you're done. we'll take our business elsewhere. And he's like, I don't give a shit, brother. Like, the clock has started on your life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing everything. Like,
If I don't punch you in the face, John Wick will kill me. Dude.
Yeah. And like, I'm going to rat you out, but not even but because I'm friends with John. Like, we have a good chemistry connection. But yeah, and then Vigo too. It's just like all these people instantly understand that this dude does not fuck around and will literally kill you.
Yeah.
And it's just awesome.
Dude, John Leguizamo was like, fucking kill me to his friend that pulled the gun after he punched him.
I don't want to be around for what's going to happen.
Oh, shit. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Just pulls, you're
Yeah.
pull a gun on me? Fucking do it then.
Yeah. But no, I would agree with Dutt. It's his dad, just because, again, the power that John Wick holds to where you're basically trying to get your sons back. You're this Russian, top tier mob boss. And as soon as you hear those words, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got to think of something. Like,
And I love that he calls John Wick. And John Wick doesn't say, I'll work.
Single word.
Just picks the phone. He's like, John,
hey, John.
let's be civil about this.
Yeah.
Let's be responsible. I'm sorry about my son.
Yeah.
I'll give you whatever you want.
It's so good. And then just click.
And he just doesn't say anything. He's like, John.
It's, dude, incredible. Like, oh my God, there's so much. Yeah. Okay.
So I came up with, I don't want to say like a fan theory or something of that nature,
Yeah.
but could you argue that maybe Vigo set up his son?
Because he's a shit.
Because you could tell he hates his son. He feels like he has all that leverage, from the tapes and things that John burns. But you can tell he's a good, like, not good guy, but like he's a wealthy, pretty powerful guy.
He was running everything the right way, all
Right.
things considered, for a mob boss.
Correct.
Yeah.
But throughout the movie, you almost always felt like he was always looking over his shoulder, or it was about to hit the fan for him. So in the back of his mind, he knows, look, my son sucks.
Yeah.
He's just getting back from whatever job. John Wick's wife just killed him, or was killed. How about I intersect this to where now I know that John Wick is going to come after him? He ends up killing 177 people. Or 77 people.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to kill some of my enemies just by basically sacrificing my son, who I don't even really like. He's taking out some of the competition
Big POS.
just because.
But he's not taking out the guy. He's taking out his own men.
Well, some of them, yes.
Yeah.
But like he knows he's going to the club. Those aren't all his guys.
He's trimming the fat.
Right, just throughout town.
Inadvertently.
But
right,
those are his guys.
collateral.
Those are the guys they hire to protect his son.
But so to your point, because again, it's part of my worst, but I love that like it's all coming together and we have the same thoughts about the movie. So Losif's dad, Vigo, I put here as his worst because he rats on his own son, and then he goes and kills Marcus because he's like, because of you, my son's dead. And it's like, you just ratted him out anyways to John. Like, you were a fucking pussy in this SUV, and John has an automatic shotgun just straight to your face, and you're like, no, he's over here in a safe house. I swear, it's over there, that way.
Yeah.
And he's just like, thank you. And like John being the man of principle that he is, he just walks away.
What does he say at that moment? He's like, cool it.
Whoa, cool it. Yeah, like so again, I think it's just so weird. Like Vigo to me, the whole movie is just.
But he paid William Dafoe to do the job, and William Dafoe was like, I'll do it.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, I got no,
Honor among thieves, man.
bang.
We're
That's what it
murderers
is.
here.
4 milli, I got it.
But so then
and then he just protects John. That's why he was mad.
But
Because he figures it out, because he's like, hey, man, how come every time I got this dude right in my crosshairs, some dude gets a bullet through their head from a freaking high-speed rifle off a building,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he escapes? He's like, okay, all right.
Yeah,
but I guess
perfect
it
Only
goes
person
into
that knows.
a deeper rabbit hole that I was curious about with that whole just scene in itself is when you agree to a contract, is that just the name of the game at the Continental? It's like, hey, you said you'd do it. You didn't do it. Now we just get to kill you.
No,
It didn't go through the Continental, so like it didn't go through like the
Yeah.
table. or
Yeah,
anything.
well, I think the Continental, I think the way that they would work out is it's almost just like, it's like an auction. Like you're bidding to do this. If you don't kill the guy or girl,
It should just go to the next.
Yeah, and win the bid, you're just
Yeah.
done.
But that's what
Because they were
Vigo-
like, I hired William Dafoe to do it. Bet they were like, double it if anybody's willing to break the rules.
Yeah.
Because we know John.
Yeah,
Wick's
he
staying.
asked specifically. He goes, "Is it exclusive?" He goes, "No, the
No.
contract's open. Anybody
Yeah.
that wants $2 million can kill him."
But that's why I think it all just ties together to where it's just sketchy on Vigo's part because he kills him, you know, maybe knowing that he helped him out, but there's no, like, I don't think he has proof that Marcus was ever helping him. Like, every time it's the classic bad guy thing where you could just kill John, but you fucking walk away for whatever reason.
Dude, I'm not torching him at all.
I think,
Yeah.
The chick ratted him out.
Yeah,
That's right.
Perkins.
Perkins,
Yeah, she's
Perkins
talking.
found out.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Okay.
And this might be a hot take.
Yeah.
Vigo made the right decision ratting his boy out.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I'd have just
fucking-
did it off the rip.
Yeah, his kid
I'd have did it off the
fucking
rip, dude.
sucks, dude.
But like, even if your kid doesn't suck, the reason is because if you don't tell him, John's killing you right there, and he's still gonna kill
Yeah.
your kid.
Yeah.
At least
That
you,
kid's dead.
yeah, you have
That
a
kid's
chance to
dead.
either right away and then potentially save your kid,
Yeah.
or just go. But you know your kid's done no matter what.
Which it was one of the
Bro lost all his leverage for nothing.
Yes.
And it was one of the best parts of the movie, like when you really start to peel the layers back of John finally gets him. There's no moment. There's no like talk, dialogue. It's
Oh,
just,
it was the worst for me.
but it's just my fucking and I'm like,
It was just a fucking.
oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
because John is just a one, like he is on a fucking mission and he's like, I will.
Man, a focus.
Yeah. No, that was honestly that was my worst. Every time I see it, I'm so disappointed.
I love
Because
it.
I keep thinking, I was like, oh, I forget what he says here. He's gonna make some line. He says, nope, just let it walks
Yeah,
away.
smokes him.
Just
and I'm like,
walks away.
it's sick. It's awesome.
Pisses me off.
Okay, so then we'll do the You Should Be Furious and then we'll do yours.
Okay.
Yeah. So You Should Be Furious. This is where we take Fast and the Furious characters and place them into the movie as we see fit. I said the obvious one,
Obvious.
Couldn't be more obvious. dude.
screaming right at us. Dom Toretto is the Continental Front Desk guy. That guy is so about family and just keeping everybody together. You
Oh
put,
no, he doesn't replace a character. He just is in addition.
he's there. He's his manager, his side boss or something like. But he is 100% half owner, part owner of the Continental because he would just have that. Hey John, family, you're always welcome. Come on,
No, I got you one better, bud.
get a room. What?
He's Helen's brother.
Helen's brother.
That's John's wife.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
would be insane. But John doesn't need help. He doesn't need a sidekick because he would have to be like some weird pussy brother. And Dom ain't no pussy. He ain't no bitch. So yeah, the other one for Marcus, I figured you would do Han or Paul Walker, but obviously Paul Walker's dead, so it's kind of tough to do. But R.I.P. Gone too
Right.
soon. But yeah,
I just can't wait till we do this like 6 months from now or a year from now, where the Furious universe, we're gonna have 20 characters to choose from.
we will. That's actually a good point. I could have done John Cena at any point. It's just a weird thing to think about.
I would do probably like two of them. I would do like Tyrese as Jimmy's partner.
Jimmy.
And he comes up and he's like, John, you working again? Tyrese is just like, oh, goddamn.
Just the comic relief.
Yeah, dude. In there. Or just Dom just works with John Leguizamo like in the fucking
the-
garage.
Just a weird
fixing
like
cars, dude.
tied universes.
Ah.
Just like Dom Toretto like hangs out there too because it's a sleazeball like chop shop. Yeah.
It was just like, boom. And we killed his dog. Dom's like, you mess with the man after his wife died? And then you killed his dog.
Get the car.
And then he's just like, he's the one who gives John Wick the keys. He's like, go get him.
Have
Oh, yeah.
have my ride.
It's actually kind of perfect. I say because the other one, like I
Yeah.
could see Tyrese being in like the crew that comes in and cleans up all the dead bodies, and just making like
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
some jokes. But yeah, like you could give me maybe
He's just sitting, this guy don't miss.
Yeah.
This guy don't miss.
you could give me probably at least one, maybe two more scenes in the body shop of them just
Yeah.
either talking about John
Yeah.
or after it happens and just fucking panicking, something like that.
And it's stupid. It's a square pick, but Michelle Rodriguez would be Perkins. She'd probably even do a better job, to be honest. Like I
I
really.
love how you replace people and
Yeah,
not add them.
we're just adding them. We're not replaced. You're just making another movie.
but because I was thinking about it, and I'm like,
You got the categories mixed up.
Tyra. That's the best part. I don't even know what her name is. I just know her as Tyra from Friday Night Lights.
I think it's Adrian Pulisic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was that chick again, like the one from the other Triple X movie where she was picked for everything, like in that supporting, like action female role, or
I
even
think she was coming right off of G.I. Joe Retaliation
yeah something.
with The Rock.
Not bad.
But it was like
red dress.
But again, it was one of those where she kind of got everything put in front of her, and I feel like was she just striking out because now she's nowhere. You know what I
it
mean?
was
Not
a-
everybody can be Riggins, man.
Right, it was a throwaway
Either
part.
Taylor
You're,
Kitsch or you're not.
Yeah.
you're just
Exactly.
the female assassin in the John Wick movie, man. Like you weren't gonna be. You were supposed to be downplayed.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it, but it's still like to think of a movie that again becomes an all-time franchise. You're probably pretty pumped to be a character that gets named and credited in the movie.
Yeah.
Like you have lines. You're
Just
not.
got killed.
But you're also the one
Yeah.
that everybody hates.
Yeah,
for
like you're
being
the
a bitch.
worst
The
person.
Sun's right there. Sun's number 1. She's number 2 for sure because she's
Oh,
just female shithead.
She broke the rules, man.
Yeah.
The movie is just about family.
principles.
Don't mess with John Wick.
Focus.
Rules.
Yeah. She
I
did
mean,
it.
obviously the default is the son, but you're just like, oh, who else sucks this movie? You're like Perkins.
Yeah.
Perkins. Absolutely terrible.
Absolute trash.
The worst.
Throw her away. Okay,
She
Dutt.
kills the man with the fucking catch and release, man.
Yeah.
That guy didn't deserve to die.
At
No,
all.
At all.
I was gonna release you.
Yeah.
He was like, I was just fixing to get a coin.
Breaks her thumb and is just like, and then pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Give us yours.
This category is called worth getting wicked.
I love it. I love
So
it.
I'm gonna give you something, and is it worth? So it's like somebody killed his dog, stole his car. Are you scorching earth? Like, is it an overreaction? Maybe.
Because I was thinking about
But
it.
is it worth it?
It's almost like
Maybe.
you're playing like Fuck, Marry, Kill, but it's Fuck, Marry, Wick.
Yeah, dude. Getting cut off in traffic. Is it worth getting wicked over?
Am I on the highway? Because that's the worst.
You're wherever, man. Wherever it makes you the most mad.
Life's a highway. I'm driving past them. I'm shooting out a couple tires. I'll tell you that. I'll wick the tires.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really get a lot of road rage. That wouldn't do it for me.
Depending. I'd wick a tire.
Like if you could shoot the tires out, would you do that?
Yes.
I do that now.
Probably flip,
Imaginally.
flip that car over.
I usually go
That's
full
what
bow.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking fuck. Oh, just flip it over. dude.
Bye. Yeah.
I'll just do it randomly, and Tierney will literally be like, "What'd they do to you?"
Don't worry about it. I wicked them. Whoosh. Yeah. Okay.
Somebody steals your food.
Oh, they're getting double tapped all day. That's double wick.
Yeah. So it's like in the break room or like
Snacks or lunch?
Oh, I would have been dead a lot
like
at
full
work.
meals. So it's like
Full
you-
meal might
yeah.
be worth it.
Yeah.
full meal.
Yes.
It's like in the break room, you
Yep.
have it in there, you're planning it, or it's like you put it in your fridge at home and
Yep.
it's like you've been thinking about it all day. You come home, your brother, your mother, somebody ate it.
Your brother, your
You're
mother.
just like, Jesus Christ.
Why do I feel like the most stolen fridge meal is like a white thing of Chinese? One of those just like containers of like take home
Who's is this?
Chinese.
Speaking of fat ass, who's this?
Speaking of fatty, whose is this? I don't know. I mean it then. Yeah, I would wick somebody for that hard.
Hard.
Oh yeah, if I had the white rice and the fucking lo mein noodles and orange chicken just sitting waiting for me, the double orange, and then somebody just scarfs it down, you're getting wicked.
See, I feel like
10 out
too,
of 10 times.
like it's even magnified if you're like a foodie.
Yeah.
Like if you're gluten free or any of this stuff, it's like, oh, you have this random bag of chips that look like Doritos, but they're not, but they're just $9.
Special
I'm just
order.
Like, ooh, these are fun.
Yeah.
What happened to these?
Flew them in from China.
Correct.
Yeah. 2-week
Yeah.
waiting list. Yeah, I would. Here's the thing. There's movies out there. So John Wick isn't one of them, and it doesn't make it a badder or a worse movie because of it. But when the movies have scenes where they really try to like kill somebody and they heavily emphasize how hard it actually is to do, that's the shit that gets me. Like that's where it's like eerie. Like it's
Oh, I thought you were like, just gets me
no,
going.
like
Yes.
well, because that one I told you to watch, the Eden Lake one,
Oh, yeah.
it's basically, I mean, not to go off on a tangent for another movie, but they capture, a guy and they just tie him up in the woods and they just all start taking turns cutting him as
That's
like
tough
part
to
of an
do.
initiation. And even the part of the group,
Spoiler alert.
but some of the idea of the movie is
I'm going to slice your shoulder.
that's what a kid did. That's literally what he did.
Exactly.
And
I feel like I could do that.
but it instantly split the tribe, so to speak, and it was like you found out right away who actually was a good person at heart and who did not give a fuck and was actually down for just the sickness.
Guy goes straight to the heart, just ends him.
Yeah, and so it's like we joke around obviously and
Just-
say that if somebody eats my cold leftover Chinese, I'm wicking them, but it's like to think about actually just being like, cow, don't touch my fridge food. Like that's nuts, but I love it. It's funny.
We're close to it.
You
Yeah.
get porch pirated. So somebody
Ooh.
steals your package off your porch.
Depends on what I ordered, but yeah, they probably get wicked.
I think it's
100% getting wicked.
I think it's within the months of like November, December, you're toast.
Yeah. Christmas gifts.
It's gotta
Yeah.
be
Stole from the kiddos. You're going down.
correct.
Yep.
Scammer scams your grandma.
Ooh,
She saw it coming. She should have seen it coming.
Seemed like a nice boy.
might
Yeah.
have already been wicked, but it's okay.
I would say, yeah, mine's wicked.
No, yeah, I just anybody that just gets one over on an old person,
Yeah.
Special place in hell. Wick will find it for you.
I think the Baba Yaga's coming.
Yeah, like he'll probably 4-tap you. 2 in the chest, 2 in the head.
Yeah.
Really do the job.
We'll go last one.
Yep.
Somebody who's terrible to customer service people.
Oh my God, I would.
Like
I would hate-
waitresses, waiters, like retail workers.
Yep.
Basically, like just a child trying to do a job.
The front
that they have
liners.
nothing that they're doing for any. Like they don't control any of it. And
Yep.
you're just absolutely berating the piss out of them.
Just an absolute fucking shit pirate. Yeah, like I would be there with John, extra mags ready.
Oh, yeah,
like
dude.
I
you,
got gold coins aplenty.
you need ammunition, John. You say the word, and I will fucking.
Let me know.
I will toss you another mag, my friend, and it will be fully loaded. Yeah, those people. You talk about a special place in hell for the grandma people, but those people right next to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a close second.
yeah, wick them off.
Wick them off. I got 2 things here.
Yeah, okay, go for it.
So, after he goes to Aurelio to figure out if his car was there, and he basically tells him who stole it, who did it. So now John knows.
Yeah,
He's sitting there. I think he pours him a little glass of tequila or whatever.
whatever.
I think this is where the most meat was left on the bone in the entire movie. Aurelio looks at him, John Leguizamo, and says, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And then he finishes off his cocktail, and he just looks at him and says, "I need a car." And then
Yeah.
he drives off. There has to be a better line there.
Honestly, I love it.
I have, if he asks me, he goes, "What are you gonna do?" I have, "Get revenge." I have
You would just say revenge.
revenge, sure.
Yeah.
What I do best,
Ooh, I like that.
or show them the Baba Yaga.
I go what I do best.
Yeah, I mean,
Like that just has to set up the next hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of if you would
Maybe
say
an hour.
I
at
need a
that
car
point.
is not bad though.
I know, because you're just like, dude, he's already locked. Like he's already been thinking about what he's gonna do, and he's
Like
like,
he says it without saying it. John Leguizamo's just like, yep.
yep.
What are you gonna do? I need a car. He's like, yeah, but I'm not gonna stop. You're gonna kill me.
Because you can't like
Which one you want?
But I feel like that's implied. Like he's leaving there with a car no matter what.
Oh,
yeah.
So I need him to just stamp what I'm gonna see for the next hour, and it's gonna be just fucking mayhem.
But it's like that
No spoilers.
because yeah, you could potentially like tarnish.
You don't know who he is yet.
Because you could tarnish it in a sense too. Like if you go, like how you said, I agree. There could be more to interpret or like have fun with to really like just lay it home. Like Wick does not fuck around. But I also think, what if he's like, he just goes like March 1994, and then it just does like a flashback, and it's just him like going fucking absolute bonkers, just wicking people left and right, and it's like then it comes back to it. Like, does that do anything different? I don't think so. You know what I mean?
I think it would like ruin like the prestige of it
Yeah.
because it's like to this point you don't know
We haven't seen him in
who
action.
he is,
Or
what
we-
he does.
Yeah.
You're just like everybody's just terrified of this dude, and you're like, why?
Yeah.
This vanilla dude right here?
Because did he already go? Did the house already get raided then at that point?
No.
Yeah. See, and
It's
that's
basically he gets waking up from getting knocked out,
that's right. And then he
cleans
goes
up
to the
the mess,
yep,
and then goes
because he
ask
knows his
him
car's
because he knows
gone.
his car's gone.
Yep.
So he's like, all right,
Yeah,
who
because he
stole
doesn't
my
know
car?
who it is yet.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
almost that's probably the
But
best.
at this point, he's on full revenge mode, though.
Oh yeah.
His
that's
house is
like-
broken into, and his dog was killed.
But
Yeah.
it's a great interpretation of it. Like you said, we don't understand why people are terrified of this guy, and he's given us nothing
Yeah.
to like.
And he doesn't want to ruin it. Like he's like
Yeah.
everybody's like, keep everything under wraps.
Yeah.
But that's why I
until
think,
he
like,
puts on this suit.
Yeah.
and then I feel like, but again, that one, like, what I do best, I think would just incorporate all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
He just said, I'm going to do what I do, and now you're going to see it for the rest of the movie.
What if
Yeah.
he just sits there and he's like, well, what are you gonna do next? He's just like, vaya con Dios.
So, my last one here that I have. So, Bridget Moynihan, who is Helen.
Yeah.
So, on her Hall of Fame plaque, when it's all said and done, she's been on over 220 episodes of Blue Blood, which is a good show.
I have no fucking clue what that
It's
is.
on CBS. Tom
It's about
Selleck.
cops.
Yeah, it's about cops.
Tom Selleck's tight.
She has a
Got the
child
mustache.
with Tom Brady, and she was John Wick's wife. What is she telling people?
I don't
She
know.
was
Ever
also-
seen iRobot?
I was gonna say she was also Susan Colvin in iRobot.
I've worked with 3 of the best men ever. One, guy,
Tom Selleck, Tom Brady.
one guy's all-time mustache. One guy's all-time quarterback. Will Smith's all-time Will Smith. And then
All-time cuck.
Yeah, and then you got all-time Keanu, just an all-time guy. She's worked with 4 all-time
You
Hall of
talk about that, man. That's a resume. That's resume work.
Fame.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Tom Selleck on the back half, but who's complaining? It's
Oh, dude.
Like, do you think like how many?
stoic.
Like, how much does she get paid just to be in that cell phone clip that they just keep replaying all the time?
those are the
Right.
fun ones that come.
Well, that's why I looked it up, because I'm like, who the hell is she? I was
Yeah.
like, somebody had to sign on for this, and she didn't even actually read the entire script
yeah.
because she didn't want to see how bad it got, like how bad her husband went.
Yeah.
Nice.
What a pussy, dude.
If I'm gonna commit, I gotta just remember
Yeah.
the angel.
Yes.
I don't remember the devil.
Yeah.
Either
He got
way.
out for me.
Yeah. Okay. Is that?
Yeah. That's
Yeah. Okay. So then the worst and the best of the movie, which I mean, we've kind of already talked about a bunch of them. So I'm gonna start weirdly enough with our bests, and then we'll finish with our worst. The one that we didn't touch on. Whenever someone fires back with a witty comment in another language, it's all-time movie stuff to me.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when that guy starts speaking, just rattling Russian off to John, and he's like, says in Russian, "Everything's got a price, bitch," and he goes, "Not this bitch," and just
Yeah.
does it back, you're like, yes. Like, because that's one of those little droplets of John's got a past. This dude knows fucking Russian. Like, what's
Yeah.
going on?
I
And
mean, in hindsight, you could think that that was the thing that pissed off Yosef and was like, "I'm stealing that motherfucker's car."
oh, for sure. Because, I mean, he just calls
Oh,
him
I
a-
bet yes. If he was
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, "Oh yeah, sorry, have a good day."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had what is that called? Like small man syndrome all day. Like the dude just,
Oh yeah.
Napoleon.
yeah, bigger than his britches, and it's like you're just getting mad for no reason because you're just a little prick.
Yeah.
Like you have nothing else to do. But the next best, Baba Yaga, is it the best nickname ever?
Ever?
Because it's tough. Like we didn't really get to research like best nicknames. Obviously, like I love Footsteps Falco, but I mean it's no Baba Yaga.
What do they say when the
Stephen
reporter's
Willie
talking
Damon?
to Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and she's like, "What about this?" He's like, nah. What about the Merchant of Death?" He's like, "Oh, it's not bad."
That don't sound bad. But yeah, I looked it up. It is Slavic folklore, meaning a supernatural being.
Oh yeah.
So like even the definition of it's fucking awesome. And I just when everybody keeps either saying the boogeyman the whole movie or Baba Yaga,
Baba Yaga.
and they just use it in a tone where it's like, again, everybody respects the hell out of this guy.
I mean, the
Nobody's-
second one starts off with it with the other guy in the room.
Mhm.
Baba Yaga.
His
Yeah.
brother, and he was just like, "Dude, he killed my brother. He killed my nephew. I don't give a shit. Give him whatever the fuck he wants."
Yes, just gets it.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, just get him out. We're done.
But we talked about the other two already before. But just when the cop Jimmy shows up and he's like, "Evening, John," like there's very small moments of like actual humor. That one's really good. Also, random fun fact, Snapple fact: that cop is one of the roommates in the movie Loser with Jason. What's his name from American Pie?
Biggs.
Biggs. Yeah,
He was also Don from the newsroom.
was he?
Yeah.
Boom.
And then the
Don
other,
Kifa.
yeah, the other best I had was the backing over the guy with his car and shooting him through the roof. It's awesome.
It's great.
All time kill. Like
Yeah.
it's just
It
it's
is.
fantastic. So yeah, what are your guys' best?
I mean, my best. Again, some of the just because it replayed with the Milner moment is again same thing where he moved him over the car.
Yep.
And again, I think for me the best part is how they do, or the best of the movie is just every person that he interacts with has this allure of who this guy is.
Yeah.
Whether it's the wrestler, well, he's a wrestler in real life, the bouncer at the club,
Yep.
even though he puts a gun to his head.
Oh yeah.
He's just like, why don't you take the night off? And he just takes his earpiece
Yeah.
out. And he's like, I'm getting paid to
He's
do
like,
it.
"Thank you."
Yeah, he's like, I'm getting paid to do a job.
Yeah.
But you know what? You asked me to go home. Earpiece is out. I'm done.
Yep.
Thank you,
Like-
Mr. Wick.
Yeah. I mean, the waitress at the Continental,
Yep.
obviously Winston.
Yeah.
This guy murders people in probably the most gruesome ways.
Yeah.
And people are just like, I just want to be around this guy. He
Well, so-
just gets it.
Be on his good side.
Yeah.
But you bring that up, and it was a big thing for me that I was trying to think going away or coming away from the movie is like, John doesn't give you any sense of like personable like interactions almost. So it's like, does his work do the talking?
Oh, yeah. He's not a good
Oh.
hang.
But yeah, it's like, you are that much of a focused, just bona fide bounty hunter killer that
Probably has Asperger's.
that
Oh, I'm sure he opens the door for people when he's not murdering them. Like, he probably is Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
that's the
and it's just
backstory
this-
I see with it.
it's the switch that flips maybe. Yeah, because I'm just like, man, it's just, yeah. What's your best?
He headshots everybody, which is the only way to make sure somebody's dead.
That's true.
This dude would survive Zombieland in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
He headshots everybody, and I love it. Even if they get shot in the side, he comes back, headshot.
No questions asked.
Yeah. He's like, I'm not thinking about it. I'm double tapping everybody. There's no looking over my shoulder. I'm going forward because everybody's dead behind me.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's
Smows him down.
Dude, he
And
doesn't
it-
give a shit.
they do it in each of the 3 movies thus far. I know the first and the second for sure. I don't know about the third. It's the most vague to me in the moment. But they're coming out of the club, and he's just going through this fucking marathon of just pap, 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 just double tapping everybody. When they have those moments where they do a realistic job of he runs out of ammo and he always is reloading, and he just goes to shoot him, and he's like, oh, and he just like holds him against the thing and just
so good.
takes the time to reload his gun, and then just just finishes him, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh.
oh, it's great. And then he does it with the shotgun in the second
That's
one.
the best one in the catacombs
Yeah.
and the shot. In the
Oh, yeah.
second
He's just
one,
holding him, and he's like,
with his knee and just pow.
yeah, like you're just, that shit gets me fucking hard.
See ya.
So
Nothing like ending it on the worst.
the worst. I guess, yeah, I did that wrong.
It's all right.
It's all right.
We already hit on it.
Spend an hour just praising it.
Turn it off.
There's
You don't
gotta-
need to hear
There's
it.
got to be some critiques.
Vigo, we already talked about it. Perkins, so I put Perkins in general, but I think the worst for me was her execution. So if you watch it, they come at her in a triangle offense,
Oh, there's 6
That's
of
not a
them.
Oh,
triangle.
dude, they're in a
And-
freaking
Six of them.
sundialed around her. Like,
I think of it every time.
they think of like a clock, dude, and everybody just comes out behind each pillar, and they're just like, what if
but
one person misses or she falls early?
Done.
and that's what I was gonna say is everybody shoots inward, and I'm like, you guys are, the
And
elders.
everybody basically headshots her.
Right.
And everybody's the same height.
Any exit wound, I'm done.
Yeah, I was like, this is like poor planning, like great for cleaning up the trash, but you guys probably all just shot each other too.
Yeah.
Like that's weird to me. I don't know. I don't like it. I just put crossfire ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crossfire.
And then
2 weeks in a row.
yeah. And then the other worst was, again, we talked about it, John Wick just has random moments where he just misses.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, I don't
Got to keep the movie going, dude.
Dude, in the initial house sweep when they come for him after he's already John Wicked again, he's tapping people through like stairways, and it's dark, and it's just pinpoint.
It is. It's
Forehead.
bad. It's a
Yeah.
big gripe.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I think my 2 biggest ones, and you guys kind of swayed me when we were talking about it, in real time, when he finally does kill Luciv. Because you're just like, he doesn't care how it gets done. It's just going to get done.
Yeah.
Submission.
He's not trying to do anything special
Nope.
or anything crazy.
He doesn't play with his food. I guess he kind of did, but like,
Right.
he's never been a man that's like, let me just toy around a bit.
Right.
It's like, no, you're done.
But so it's 2 things for me, because I will concede that one. I'll just be like, you know what? It makes sense now. So it's when he gets him out of the church, and then he just goes like, right when he gets captured,
Yeah.
he just goes balls to the wall. His son's not even there,
Yeah.
and he knows that. And he's like, I'm just going to go in like 1-on-9. Like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen here?
Oh, yeah.
And he just gets mowed down. I'm like, he wouldn't do that. He's too calculated.
Like, honestly, I know he's good with the sniper rifle. He could have just wounded fucking Vigo. and
You have
just
the
got
high
into
ground.
him.
yeah.
Yes.
Smoke Vigo, let him go to the hospital. Then you take out 3 guards at the hospital, and then you have him on the hospital bed, and you're like, yo, where's your son? Or I'll fucking
Yeah.
kill you right now.
Sorry about you. Yeah.
But no, I think my biggest one is when he sets it up when he's talking to his son, after he finds out that he killed his dog and stole his car. He's telling him how John did a job for him that basically got him. It was impossible to achieve, made them who they were today. And you mean to tell me that that son has no idea who he is?
Right.
Yeah.
He was a colleague of his dad's. These stories aren't coming out. Everybody, all I hear for this entire movie is everybody is scared of this guy.
Yeah.
His son knows who John Wick is.
I guess because
to.
I thought the only way you played off is like he was clearly just like a toddler and like didn't know any better. But yeah, the way they pin the movie is like this guy gets talked about like a folklore 24/7. Like it's John missions are just regurgitated at dinner.
And you've seen pictures of him. It's not like you just, who's John Wick? Oh, let me who's John Wick, Dad? Like Dad's going to show you. This is the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And it's like, how long was he married? You know, how long has he been out?
Yeah.
4
Is what I
years.
got to know.
4
Right?
years?
It's only
That's what
been,
they said.
4 years.
Oh. Okay.
So it's like, that dude's 23,
right.
I'll
like,
say.
But
19? You don't know who fucking John Wick is, or you're 19?
he
Right,
was a
come on.
big piece of shit though. I don't know.
Was it-
So last thing, the relationship rating scale. I just said I'm absolutely marrying this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be with me forever.
Yeah, it's all timer. It goes to the OTG, the off the grid vault. Like I'm buying it on DVD. I'm buying it on VHS. Like it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's John Wick.
We talked about it when you called me earlier. I think when you watch it back, you almost forget that it starts off with him in the SUV and it just kind of slow creeps to the wall.
Yeah.
He falls out looking just almost dead watching his wife's video. It's those subtle things where at this point in time, we have no stake in the game for John Wick. So it's like we could have started the movie with just him waking up, like funeral, dog, all that stuff. But they give you this glimpse of like, you're about to see some fucking shit.
You're like, this dude's in shambles.
Yeah.
What if I told you?
That he comes out on the, yeah, it's fantastic. Chef's kiss.
He's the Baba Yaga.
The Baba Yaga. That's it. We wicked it.
We wicked
We wicked it, baby.
We wicked it.